What's cracking, guys? Bruce Matson here, your host show of Metro Scout Fantasy Football, and I got more training camp clips for you today. Today, we're talking about David Bell, one of my favorite wide receiver prospects from this year's draft class. A lot of subscribers here love him as well. We've been drafting him up in Dynasty. We're getting ready to go into the season. We want to see what happens to him during his rookie year. A lot of ambiguity at the quarterback position. We all know that. But let's see what happens with David Bell. I was able to snatch up 2 clips from the other day. And I'm not going to lie. When I find David Bell on the Twitters, the Instagrams, or whatever, he takes precedent. Because he is the friend of the show. We're all about that David Bell. Here he is right now. David Bell on his first play. And these are just basic drills. Boom. Just a quick little route. Just doing drills. And on the next play, very similar. High pointing the ball in the end zone. So, David Bell, one of our favorite wide receiver prospects from this year's class, fell to the 3rd round. Mostly, did not have a great combine. But man, he was productive at Purdue. Broke out at age 18 and was productive throughout his collegiate career. One of 3 wide receivers prospects in this year's class to break out at age 18, and David Bell's one of them. And when it comes from a talent standpoint, he's got a lot of goods. The route running, the ball skills, the assertiveness. David Bell can do it all. He's not a deep threat. No one's going to accuse him to be, but that you don't have to be a stud wide receiver in this league, or at least a productive wide receiver, or a good wide receiver. Are we expecting him to be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy for the long term? Not really, but we're expecting him to be productive. We're expecting him to be good. We're expecting him to do good things. I think he's going to do well here in Cleveland. I think Cleveland Browns fans, you guys got yourselves a gem here in David Bell. I like him a lot. I figured he was going to fall in the draft. I was just wondering how much, because I know there wasn't much talk prior to the combine, prior to the draft, about him being drafted high, and then he didn't have a good combine. But when you look at his collegiate career, you look at the production, and then you watch the tape, he stands out. He makes great plays, and he's been doing it instantly on the field as early as his freshman season, and that's with Rondale Moore on the other side when Rondale Moore was healthy. I think Bell has the potential to develop into a nice player for the Cleveland Browns. I think him and Amari Cooper is a great tandem, especially for the long term. I think those guys could feed nicely off each other, especially once Bell transitions into the offense a little bit more. Once this quarterback situation stabilizes a little bit more. But I like David Bell. I'm still bullish. I'm still all in. And if you can catch him for a deal in Dynasty, run for it. Get it. Smash that accept button, because David Bell is a good wide receiver prospect. You should not fade him at all. And Browns fans, you guys got to steal in the draft. 3rd round pick here, and should have probably went in the 2nd at the latest, because David Bell's a good wide receiver prospect. If he did better at the combine, latest would have been a 2nd rounder. Might have snuck into the 1st round. You're talking about a guy that broke out during his freshman season, has good tape, was very productive. The only thing that's not on his resume is high athleticism marks. But you got a guy who can high point the ball, very aggressive at the catch point, very aggressive with the ball in his hands, and he can run good routes, and he's good enough route runner to create separation. So he gives you everything you need, and for a 3rd round pick, that's plenty good for you. And I think he's going to give you a good return on the investment. But let me know what you think about David Bell. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Really helps the video and the algorithm. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to have more clips for you. Browns fans, you may want to, because this is going to be a lot of David Bell coming at you. And whenever I find a clip, I'm going to post it here. But I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.